So we have a question for our special guest, who's not our special guest tonight. It's actually DJ Day. We have questions for you. How did Day get his PD powers, and what is his origin story?
PD powers. Okay. It's not something that I wished for, really. It wasn't something that I was aspiring to, I guess, acquire. But I guess I can attribute that to, I don't know, just love for the old school music. You know, back in the 80s and 90s when R&B was smooth and, you know, had pretty meaningful content, and that's something that I've admired over the years through these R&B artists. So
yeah, so you've grown up to these PD tracks.
Yeah, to these so-called PD tracks, and yeah, I'm just trying to keep it alive, I guess.
Yeah. That's awesome. For those listening, I don't think we can disclose what PD actually stands for, but it's a more of a if you know you know kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Guys, let us know if you have any other questions. This is the first time we're trying this live segment. But I wanted to ask Q, our special guest DJ QRIUS, when was your first ever DJ gig? When did you start? How did you start? Your
as in club gig? Like a nightclub gig? Or
let's say your first ever gig. As well as your first
ever gig.
Club.
Jeez, man.
Keep the PD alive.
I was doing private gigs back when I was I think I was 15. I was doing private gigs, so I was using CD, the Discmans.
Yeah, I started on Discmans.
Yeah.
My first gig was on 2 Discmans.
I had Discmans. I had for the DJs that know, I had a DJ mixer with no crossfader.
Just up faders?
Just up faders.
Wow.
And I used turntables with no pitch control. So I didn't have enough money to buy Technics. Technics was like my dream. And I used to go watch DJs play who had Technics, and I used to just look and stare in awe. And I just thought one day I'm going to be able to afford that. And I can't remember exactly when my first private gig was, because I was about 15 DJing with my cousin.
Your cousin was a DJ?
Yeah, he was a DJ. His friends were DJs. That's one of the reasons I got into it.
That's awesome.
But my first club gig was in Parramatta, actually. Yeah, it was a club called Club One in Parramatta.
Was that?
And
is that the
it was at
behind the T-way?
It was at what's that venue called? The one across the road from the station.
Yeah, on the corner, right? Small one.
I think it was called, oh my goodness, Parramatta. Oh, maybe it was called Parramatta Hotel or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But I remember I was supposed to play the opening set, and I brought all my friends. I had about 50 friends come down to make me look like I'm a superstar, right? But I was just my first gig. I was nervous as hell, and I was pretty whack back then, right? And I'm probably still whack now. But anyway, yeah, I remember I had about 50 friends. I was supposed to play the opening set. And then I remember, I think Peter Guns and Motto were guest DJs on the night.
That's awesome.
And I was supposed to play the opening set, and then Peter Guns, I think, changed his time, and he had to play earlier because he had a gig in the city. So I ended up playing the set before Motto. And I think that was at 12 o'clock.
Wow.
My first ever club gig, and I was playing before Jun, Motto. So I shit my pants. Oh, sorry. I crapped my pants.
Yeah.
And I got on the decks, and I was pretending to be all cool and confident.
Wow.
But I was packing it. My hands were shaking. I was like, yeah. And then my first song dropped, and all my friends were cheering. Made me look like I was a cool dude. But I just remember that first gig was in Parramatta. I pulled it off, and I was nervous as hell because I played before Jun and Pete on the same night, but I managed to pull it off. So, yeah.
How do you think your set went? Because you would have come in thinking you're going to do this time.
Oh, dude, slot. it was just like I actually prepared the songs I was going to play for the opening set.
Yeah, that's right.
And back then it was just vinyl, straight vinyl. So you had no Serato. It was just I had vinyl. Thousands of dollars I spent on vinyl. I've probably got 20 crates full at home. But yeah, I brought vinyl and I planned my set. And then when they gave me that time, I was like, shit, lucky I brought another crate in the car.
Oh, damn.
And I had like a few tracks which I thought were bangers. So I ended up playing that stuff. I managed to get through my set. My friends got me through it because they were cheering. Even if I probably stuffed up a few mixes,
Hey.
they were like, yeah, that's the one, man. That's the
best
one.
feeling, right? You got the support.
I got through it. And yeah, that was the first ever club gig. And then after that, I started getting a few gigs in the city.
Yeah,
And that's when I thought, yeah, actually, I'm getting somewhere.
that's awesome.
And then when Motto called me up, and DJ Stanley called me up to do gigs in the city, I thought, yeah, I'm actually getting somewhere. So they're actually listening. So that's, yeah.
Was that the first time you met Motto and Peter Guns, like that night, that gig?
That was probably the first time I met him. He probably doesn't even remember because that was probably just like a random night for those guys.
Yeah, and this
That
new
was
kid,
way back.
This new kid jumps on the decks.
They
with
probably
50
just
other
thought, oh,
friends.
who's this little dude on the decks? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
who's this guy? But yeah, I got to know June after that because he called me to play a few gigs for him, and that's how it happened, man. I'm just happy that they actually reached out after that gig.
Yeah.
And they, got in contact, and I thought, oh well, they actually probably like how I mix, how I play, and yeah, that's how it started, man.
That's awesome.
It's like
And-
a life story, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
how it started.
Without showing your age or how old you are.
26.
How long how old were you at that gig?
My first gig, oh geez,
That
club gig.
Yeah.
I think I was 19, man, to be honest.
Oh, so you're like fresh into the club scene and straight into
Yeah,
it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I was doing private gigs for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I was a private DJ doing old school gigs, and me and my cousin were doing gigs, and Il DJ was doing gigs with DJ Chaser, Ronald.
Shout out to Roy, Ronald.
Shout out to them boys.
Is Ronald
So
still tuned in?
they were doing private gigs in the area, and then we were doing private gigs in the area.
Yeah,
So, if you go to a house party, it'd either be them or us.
that's awesome.
But the thing was, I looked up to them guys so much. I'm like, man, these guys are so dope. So, yeah, it was, it was so long ago. But
Yeah, like 3 years ago. If you said it was 19.
no, I'm 26 now. So
So it's 7 years ago. My bad.
yeah, but I think I was 19 when I did my first club gig, man. To be honest, was I 19 or 20? I don't know. I think one of those ages.
Yeah,
But yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's an awesome
and
story.
I was
didn't know
using vinyl.
Yeah, I didn't know that myself. But it sounds like it reminded me of Day Day's first club gig at Chocolate City UN.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to put it into a nutshell, your first ever club set was at Chocolate City UN, right?
Yeah, it was at UN.
And you had some slight issues, some slight technical difficulties, right?
Yeah, so
Tell us how you problem solved.
okay, so basically, I got my shot at a club gig. It was opening set at UN. It was a Friday night, and then I was nervous. So I asked the club promoters, what do I need to bring? I've never DJed inside a club before, so do I need to bring the whole shebang or
Serato
whatever?
box and all that.
Yeah, so they go, no, just bring your laptop and your needles. You should be good. I was like, all right, sweet. So I thought, okay, I'll just leave my Serato box at home, right? So I came to the club. Yeah, and then
Jigga.
I saw.
Shout outs.
Yeah, shout outs to Jigga and the exclusive productions team. So yeah, I get to the club. I'm there super early because I'm anxious. I want to test everything, and to my horror, there was no Serato box in sight.
Shit.
So what I did, I raced back to my car and I got my CD wallet.
Yeah. Of your car cruising music,
Yeah,
right?
of my car cruising music. Yeah, and then I managed to pull off an hour set with the stuff I had in my car.
Wow.
Because I didn't have any USBs. I didn't have any. I didn't bring my Serato control CDs. Even if I did, I couldn't because I didn't have my box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just running on adrenaline, man, and it was.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the first gig, and luckily I got a call back, and
Yeah.
became a bit of a ongoing thing, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what sets us apart from like a lot of DJs, like just how we deal with the
Yeah,
situation.
lateral thinking. You gotta
Yeah, like,
make do with what you got.
I've done
Yeah.
some DJ Robbie Coe is, I'm not sure if he's tuned in, but he's hooked me up with a Nepalese gig at Space. It's like a once a year event. And they had a Nepalese guest DJ. He rocked up with this fat USB thumb drive. It was like a fancy USB, and it didn't plug into the CDJ. He was a special guest of the night. Because he couldn't plug that in, he couldn't play. So I had to stay back and play for the rest of the night, which was supposed to be his set. So like you gotta, as a DJ, as a professional DJ, you gotta have backups, and you know, and at that time, you know, your backup in your mind was, you don't know, it was your car CD, and then you still rocked your set with the opening set vinyls, right?
Yeah. And lucky you brought the extra crate too for the bangers.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool, that's awesome. All right, so we've got more questions here. Hey, shout outs DJ Cebu. How does Q keep on looking younger every year?
That's from
Classic. What's your secret if you're 26 now?
It's because of the KFC that you brought over, Classic.
Thanks, Classic. Just that extra oil.
How do I keep looking younger every year? Damn.
Or you just don't age.
How nice are you, Classic? Damn.
It's the KFC donations, right?
How do I answer that, man? I don't know. Well, I've got 2 kids, so maybe they keep me active. I don't know, man. Like, how do I keep?
It's true though. You haven't changed for as long as I've known you. You look the same.
Damn, I love you guys.
You've gone smaller though.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know if I should say that. But
I love you guys, man. I don't know how to answer that, bro. But thanks for the kind words. And I'm gonna keep trying to look younger. I mean, it's not easy being 26, but you know. Yeah, I gotta kind of try and look the part. You know, I'm still playing at the clubs, so. Yeah. Thanks, Classic.
Awesome, thanks, Classic, for your question. Jaffa Tank 88, aka TJ. They says Do you all remember the track list of the first mixtape you made?
Oh, jeez.
For myself, actually, QRIUS played Faith Evans All Night Long, which was actually the first track of my first ever mixtape. So it just took me back. I know vaguely what the songs are. It's like Ja Rule, J-Lo. It was called Mixed Business, 2001. Yeah, Mixed Business. Zippy Share. It's on Napster or Kazaa somewhere. Asian don't raisin. That's true. How about you? You've had a few mixes, Dave? Microphone.
I have.
Do you remember your first one? Was that the Transformers?
Nah, the first ever mix I made, it was with some pretty shabby equipment. So I had 2 turntables which were donated to me by my cousin, who's a DJ as well. He taught me how to DJ. So I had a Sony belt-driven turntable on one side and some Sansui.
Wow.
Sansui.
It's Japanese.
Something on the other side. Yeah, and there was like it was like a flathead screw thing to change the pitch.
Wow.
So I had a 5-cent coin sitting on that pitch, and I had a Radio Shack mixer which was bleeding to the shit house. And yeah, that was pretty chunky, but hey, it was humble beginnings. And I made a mix that was like 10 songs long.
Yeah.
Off just random records that my cousin gave me. They were just like
Wicked Mix, X Mix.
No, they weren't even. They were like
singles.
the bootleg vinyls, you know, with the different remixes and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even remember. Yeah.
What?
I don't know where that tape is anymore. I don't know if it's still hanging around somewhere. But it had 10 songs. I think one of the songs would have been maybe some immature song. I forgot what it was called. And some Soul For Real song. Yeah. It was just some really nasty remixes.
Yeah. And was this during high school?
Yeah, this was during high school.
Yeah.
It didn't make it to mass production, obviously. So it's sitting in a cassette somewhere.
Yeah.
If it's not already.
Do you have it?
Out. I'm not sure. I gotta rummage through my old stockpile at home and see. But yeah, it was really dodgy. But it'd be good to dig it out and have a listen to how shit it was.
Oh, how good it was. You never know. What about you? Yours, Q?
First ever mix was I recorded it on cassette.
Wow. So
Yeah.
it's live, completely live.
It was completely live. I remember I did a private gig. It was at a church hall. It was
Yeah.
for a dance competition.
Elite.
And because I had a hi-fi system as well, I brought one, and it had a tape recorder, a dual tape recording deck. So I recorded it on cassette, and then I gave it away at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Because people were like, I was like, oh, who wants a mixtape? Everyone's like, oh, all right, cool, me. So I just gave it away. But I remember that was the first mix I made. First CD mix, oh man. I think it would have been probably around, I'm not going to say the year, but when I was about, probably 21, I think, my first CD mix, or maybe 22. One of those, 21, 22. Something like
so
that.
you were DJing in the clubs and you didn't record?
I didn't record any mixes because I didn't know how, to be honest.
Yeah.
I had no idea how to do it. I only knew how to burn CDs.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to.
You didn't know the step before it.
I didn't know how to do it.
Otherwise, you would have scored.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was first CD was probably 3 or 4 years after I played at the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Classic again has a good question actually, which I want to know for everyone here. Who is Q's favorite DJ?
Far out, classic, man. These questions, dude.
That's a good question.
Wow, that's awesome. My favorite DJ.
It's pretty broad though, right? Like
it is,
for
man.
Music,
Like
for cutting.
it depends. Like,
turntablism.
is it DJ as in like open format battle type DJ, or is it like club DJ or local DJs? Let's narrow it down to what, local DJs or world DJs?
Yeah, like your local, your inspiration. I don't know. Hey, how do you?
That's really tough, man.
Classic.
It'll probably take me, to be honest, a whole day to think about this.
All right. What about like when you first started DJing? Who did you look up to then? Like, I want to be like this guy.
Oh, dude. In terms of club DJing, it's 100% DJ Motto or DJ Motto. 100% because during the time that I wanted to get into the clubs, the club joint era broke out. So he released his first club joint CD, and I remember getting a hold of that CD, and I thought, man, what the heck is this mixtape? Like, where's this from? And then my mates were like, oh yeah, this guy's from New York. He's a Japanese guy from New York.
Huh?
That's what they said to me, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, man.
Oh.
That's awesome. And then when I went to the record store to buy some records at Anthem Records, I think it was, and that's where Jun worked.
Yeah.
He owned it, and I was like, oh, do you have that DJ Motto CD? And
did you know it was him?
I had no idea it was him.
Oh.
But I actually asked, I think it was Soul Sense or Anthem
Livo.
Records.
Was it Livo? Oh, across the
Soul
road.
Sense in the city.
Yeah, it was across the road from me.
But I had no idea it was him.
Wow.
But yeah, for club DJing inspiration, when the time I was starting, it was definitely him because of the whole mixtape era. Like, that was the club joint era, changed the whole game.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, a lot of DJs wanted to start doing the mixtapes, but the way he brought it out and the time he brought it out, it was just such a massive it was just a big hit. It was like boom. It was a big game changer.
Was.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, to answer that, DJ inspiration when I first started DJing definitely came from Motto and his the whole club joint era.
Yeah.
So that's what made me want to get into the club scene more.
Yeah.
Especially when I found out it was him
Yeah.
and he was playing at the clubs. I'm like, man, that's what I want to do. I want
awesome.
to do that as well. So
Wow.
yeah.
He's a inspiration. Like, a lot of people look up to him. Like, he really is a pioneer of the mixtape scene and like the
100%,
club scene.
because-
like, he put it on the map.
Yeah, just the mixtape like that. Like, I heard so many Rectangle mixtapes. I'm like, damn, Rectangle was untouchable.
Yeah.
He was untouchable, and back then I loved my 90s hip hop as well. I was like, man, this guy's untouchable. But because I love my R&B, I really, really love my R&B. There wasn't really an R&B mixtape out. There wasn't really an R&B mixtape. It was hip hop, and I loved it. And then when I was listening to DJ Premier, Rectangle so much, all the Rectangle CDs, and then when Club Joint hit and it was all R&B tracks, it was a game changer, man. It just changed the whole scene.
Yeah.
So inspiration-wise, when I started, it definitely has to be motto at that time.
Yeah. And then Classic said, so there's club and international, like on a world international.
Oh man, I love Craze. Craze is crazy. Craze. Craze is he's nuts, man.
Yeah.
Like, just watch him when he does his open format sets now. Like, just watch what he does and just the transitions, and his cuts are so sharp. He's untouchable, man.
Yeah.
He'll be untouchable till he's 60 years old.
It seems he's just like the trendsetter, or like he's always setting the bar.
Yeah, he's
especially
nuts.
for like the competitions and everything.
Yeah.
He's really like always bringing something new and fresh.
Yeah, 100%. But hip hop R&B club DJs, man. I've seen a few DJs, international DJs. They're dope as well. But I can't pinpoint like one favorite because there's a lot of really good international DJs.
Yeah.
And local DJs as well. Not the one that inspired me when I first started, but right now there's a lot of local DJs that I really like listening to. So even some of the young DJs, man, like they're really dope. Like some of them are. I can tell that they've got the passion for it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the DJs in the scene, I'm not going to name all of them. There's a lot of DJs in the local scene that I think are really good. So
yeah, I feel like Sydney's really stepped it up.
Sydney's got a really strong DJ scene in terms of talent.
Yeah.
I think Sydney's ranks, if not the strongest state. New South Wales, I think. It probably is close to being the strongest in terms of quality.
Yeah, like I don't want to name names of states, but like when we go to other states, just Sydney is, I wouldn't say shits all over everyone, but we just bring something different, I feel.
Yeah.
We just have our own style. Like Sydney has her own style of DJing, turntablism compared to
100%, man.
I don't know what it, like, I can't pinpoint what it is. I'm not saying, they're shit or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a different flavor.
Yeah.
But that's another can of worms that
there's
I don't want to open right now.
A lot of good DJs, international DJs, man. Yeah, Craze is really good. Oh, another DJ that I really think is one of the people I look up to in the R&B hip hop scene is Manchu from New Zealand.
Ooh.
He's dope.
Yeah.
I love how he plays. His cuts are amazing as well.
Is he still around?
Yeah, he's streaming a lot.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of streams, but he's on the mixtape game. He's on the he's on the streaming game. He's a good DJ, and he's always putting out videos to help other DJs.
That's awesome.
What better role model to the younger generation,
Yeah,
just like what you're doing, man. You're putting out videos to help everybody.
Yeah, trying to help the DJ community.
Role model material, man.
Yeah.
And look how tall you are, dude. Damn.
Look up to me, man. No, that's the whole point behind the Q point. I'm just trying to create like a community behind a community of DJs that help other DJs. So if there's something, if anyone's listening that's on the group, like you'll see it's a lot of tech issues or Serato software issues. Like, if there's anything that you can like get help, tips or tricks from, like I want to build a community, like a solid support group. Yeah, so that's kind of what I want to do with the Q point.
You're doing good, man.
Thanks, man. So Dale's gonna sing us a song now.
Take a request.
What has been your favorite event? Dale, you're a regular, so you're gonna be here every week. So.
What has been my favorite event? What do you mean?
Yeah, like your favorite standout gig. This is from Classic.
Man, that's a tough one.
Cebu. Hey, just hold that thought. We were talking about other states, and Cebu said, "Yeah, we're not arguing. I got no backup down here." Like I wasn't mentioning Melbourne, but I just meant in general. Cebu, you're still Sydney at heart, so you don't count.
Sydney by default.
Yeah.
So
favorite event.
Whoa, favorite event. That's a tough one, man.
We could talk all night, eh?
Huh?
Yes, we could talk all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep
Favorite
sending through your
event.
questions, guys. I'm reading on my phone.
Favorite event. Okay.
As long as we have questions, we'll keep going, just for fun.
At the moment, there's nothing really that comes to mind. It's just, I don't know. I think when Q puts me on an embassy, I think that's a bit of a I guess memorable event for me, because as a R&B DJ, like if you look around, there's not many R&B or so-called R&B clubs around now.
Yeah.
It's more so the I don't even know what is R&B bass or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm a bit outdated in regards to that, and I don't have a lot of that stuff. I probably can't play more than 2-3 hours of it. So I don't know. Being at embassy, it gives me my own creative kind of outlet.
Like you're still able to play the music
I
you want to
can
play.
play stuff that I like,
Yeah.
And like even now, it's pretty much the only club that I play at. So yeah, I think at the moment that's probably the most memorable for me, since I get to play what I like.
Yeah.
So
just pretty much every club gig.
yeah,
You doing
yeah.
what you do.
Yeah.
And playing what you like to play and
Yeah,
listen
exactly.
to.
And and they do have a crowd that appreciates that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's even if it's like two people on the floor dancing to
Yeah.
what I'm playing, I'm happy, man.
Yeah. I think that's what makes it hard for DJs when you're doing gigs often, playing music you don't want to play. That
Yeah.
like it burns you out really quickly. It's like I don't
Yeah.
enjoy playing this music,
Yeah.
and then you lose your passion. Like I was going through a phase with that. Like
It's
before.
just very bland. Everything is
yeah,
like,
and you're just playing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
You need to keep it fresh, and so you feel like my keeping the art alive. Like
Yeah.
otherwise you're just a jukebox. Just here's a playlist, and I'll just stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Do you want to answer that too?
yeah, Q, your favorite your favorite event ever, like most memorable. That's a question from Classic, the KFC
I don't know,
sponsor.
man. I'm probably the same as Day Day. Like I don't know, man. Like club gigs are good. I like club gigs, but event wise, man, I don't know. Just pretty much where you can play the stuff you like to play. You know what I mean? It does.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know an event in particular, but like just anywhere where you can just play what you want to play, and there's no restrictions to what you play.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because
That's you as a DJ. That's the art
Exactly.
of being a DJ, right?
and just the response you get from it, man.
Yeah.
So the best time is when you play what you want to play, and the response is good.
Yeah.
So if the crowd responds, if you're not playing for a crowd but people are watching, like you're streaming, if you're playing a set and you're streaming and you play your set and what you like and you get a good response, that's rewarding for any DJ,
Yeah.
for anybody.
I think
you
that's
know
the
what
best feeling. Like when they react to something like that you're feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh man, I'm doing something right, and like
Yeah,
my mission here is accomplished.
yeah. Like club gigs are awesome because you get to play what you want, but it doesn't necessarily happen all the time because
Yeah.
all DJs would know that peak hour or whatever or main sets, you've got to play certain stuff.
Yeah.
There's some clubs of Armin as well that kind of have a policy.
Yeah, like I get it. They want
Yeah,
to
of
skew
course.
music towards a certain way
Yeah.
to avoid a certain crowd.
Sometimes they
yeah.
think, oh well, they want to know better than what the DJs know, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is, and that's how the industry is.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
Um,
it is a job for us as well.
100%.
So we've got, as much as we want to have full freedom of what we want to play,
Yeah.
we need to like try our best to abide to what they want to hear.
Yep.
Like there's a fine line,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, for the event, man, I like the thing that I enjoy is just playing where you get to play what you want. There's not really many restrictions, but the reaction you get from people, what's that word? I can't even. I don't even know. But just how the people view your set and if they like it, the response, crowd response, or the recognition that you get after. It's
Yeah.
good. Like if people dig what you do, it makes you feel good.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. We have some more questions coming through. DJ D-Cuts. Shout out D-Cuts.
Sup, showing.
Why do DJs always wear caps? Is it because they want to look cool?
Bro, to be honest, I'm wearing a cap because I can't be bothered fixing my hair.
Is that like all DJs at the gigs?
I don't know, man. To be honest with me, I like wearing a cap because when I put my headphones on, it sits nicely.
Yeah, that too.
Like,
messes your hair, right?
Yeah, like over the years,
Yeah.
there's times I don't wear a cap, and there's no point fixing your hair if you're just gonna mess it up with your headphones.
Yeah, that's it. This is
So
ISO hair.
it's like chuck your cap on, man. Your headphones fit nicely,
Yeah.
and then at the end of the day, your hair's in one piece. You know, you take it off, you've got the hat line, the hat mark, but it's all good, man. As long
Just
as your
like-
hair's still all right after that.
That's true. There's actually not
Yeah.
many DJs, unless they don't have hair, that don't wear caps.
That's true.
Like, if it's like almost a uniform.
but I
think
guess
it
some
must be the headphone thing.
people want to give it that hip hop look. You know, the street
Ah,
look.
That's
I'm
it,
hip hop, bro. I got the cap. It's got to be a snapback these days. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Classics asking, what's the funniest thing you've seen at a gig? Oh, I think we've all got a few.
All right.
Who?
There's a few funny things I've seen. One standout, I get a lot of people that love it. So whenever I'm DJing at Embassy, there's a guy named Jason Kim. You've probably seen him on my IG stories if you're following me on IG.
Follow Day Day the DJ.
Yep. So this guy just tears up the dance floor. Like he's not shy at all. Like he'll bust the moves. Like he's a from what I see, he's a interpretive dancer. So he'll
Lyrical dancer.
lyrical. Yeah.
He acts it out, right?
Yeah. So this guy is he's like a mime to the beat kind of guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, he kills it, man. Like people take the piss, and you know, a lot of people at the club, they look at him like, oh my god, look at this guy. Yeah.
He's been at it for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since
Yeah.
Booty Bar. Wow.
Yeah. To do head spins. Oof.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, but in saying that, like, yeah, shout out to Jason Kim, man. Like, keep doing what you're doing, dude. You're very entertaining. The people love it.
Yeah.
On IG, whenever I post it up, you know, it makes their Saturday nights if they're stuck at home, you know, they're babysitting, or you know, they're just bored.
Yeah.
They see the stories and they love it. So
Yeah, and like the fact that he doesn't care, you know, people are laughing at
He
him.
doesn't,
But
and
he loves it, right?
he'll go harder if people are harding at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it is. It's
Yeah,
his outlet,
and
right?
He'll show up. Like all this time I've been DJing, there's only been one gig that I didn't see him,
Wow.
and I got pretty worried.
Yeah.
But I saw him the following week, and it was all good. Like,
Yeah, he was
yeah,
at
it
a
must have been
private party.
something. It must have been something really serious if he wasn't there. But
Podium dancing
yeah,
somewhere
he
else.
probably had a gig somewhere else. But
Yeah.
yeah. But
He's a
yeah,
legend. He's a legend. Like, if you haven't seen him in the Sydney clubs, you haven't gone
been to
clubbing.
a Sydney club. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, how about you, Q?
Yeah, no, Jason Kim, man, big shout out. Hope you're listening.
Dude was sweaty AF.
Yeah, he goes
Singles.
hard, but like that guy tears up the dance floor. He's got a move to every song. Like
Yeah.
he'll listen to the lyrics, and then he'll make a move for it, man. Like he's got a dance move for everything. But yeah, that guy, man, he's just, you know, if you're having a bad day, you're up DJing or you're up at the club and you see him, you'll laugh and you'll smile. So
Yeah.
he puts a smile to everybody's face, and he's awesome, man. Yeah,
That's awesome.
he's a good guy.
Michelle is asking, how did you think of your DJ names? For me, Eccentric was actually my MIRC name, ICQ, MSN. It was just, you know, when I was catfishing people.
ASL.
Yeah, ASL picking everyone. ASL pick. That was the name I was behind, and it just stuck with me. There's no meaning behind it, really. I just thought it was a cool name. Yeah. What about you guys? QRIUS. DJ QRIUS.
My DJ name was actually, when I first started, it was Kid Curious.
That's mad.
So it wasn't DJ Curious, it was just Kid Curious. And And the reason I got called Curious was because when I was younger, before I started DJing, I used to go to private gigs where I used to see DJs spin. They were using turntables and everything. And I'd be that kid or that person who'd go straight up to the DJ and just stand to the side and just watch. And I'd watch for like half an hour to an hour. I'd be amazed. I'd be like watching.
Yeah.
And there were these two Islander guys. They were called Sweet Sounds back then. They used to be private gig DJs. They used to run the scene doing private gigs. They were playing New Jack 90s R&B. And then at a few events, they noticed that I'm always going up to them and watching it. They're like, oh, there's that kid again. Hey, how you doing? Come over here.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, do you like DJing? I'm like, yeah, I love it. Like, how do you do this? And I just ask them questions, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night one time, I think it was a third event that I saw them, but I stayed right until the end when they were packing up. I helped them pack up.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, thanks for your help, kid. And then one of the guys goes, hey, Kid Curious.
That's mad.
And then I'm like, Kid Curious. And he's like, yeah. He goes, man, you got a million questions, but keep asking. Because I was just asking, oh, what does that do? What does this do? What does that do? What does this do?
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, Kid Curious, that sounds pretty cool. And then one private gig that I did, house party, they were like, oh, what's your DJ name? Because we want to say thanks to you. And I'm like, I don't know. I looked at my mates that helped me bring all the equipment and the speakers. I'm like, what's my DJ name? Anthony? Because that's my first one. DJ Anthony, that sounds like, that's whack, man. Yeah. Oh, DJ A Beers. No, I don't know, man. So and I'm like, oh, wait. Kid Curious. Because I just remembered that. And then I was Kid Curious for about a year. And then after, I'm like, man, I can't be called Kid Curious. So I'm getting older. So let's just make it DJ Curious, but let's put a Q on it so it sounds cool.
Yeah.
So
nice.
yeah, I don't know. And I just spelt it a bit different, but that's how I got my name, man. Long story, but yeah.
That's the humble beginnings of Curious as Kid Curious.
Yeah, the kid who used to ask a million questions. But I mean, that's how I learned. You know what I mean? That's how I learned.
You know?
So yeah, all the DJs now that are doing the same thing, man, like props to that, because I grew up from doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So if that's what you got to do to chase what you love to do or what you want to do, doesn't have to be DJing, but if that's what you want to do, then just be that little kid that's a pest and just keep asking questions.
Hey, straight up, man.
That's it, man.
Because I do a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
Like, that's my main income. And all the time at weddings, when there's kids around, there's always like that kid curious kid.
Yeah.
And before I used to get really annoyed and I'd palm them off. But now I'm like, man, maybe this kid is really interested and really wants to.
Yeah, 100%.
He could be the next, the next DJ Motto or DJ Craze, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you never know. So I don't really palm him off. I'll like introduce myself like, hey, I was like, oh, what does that do? And I really try to help him in like, kids' terms. Like, yeah, this is the Q button. This is the volume. So just to help kickstart.
100%, man.
They're not just there to annoy you. Maybe
kids as long as they're not touching your equipment while you're playing.
Yes.
Different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all good. Thing.
Yeah, 100%.
If they start touching,
they
get a whack.
For me, so how do I get my DJ name?
Yes, DJ Day.
It's pretty simple. So I'm not sure if it's just like a my fellow family thing, but when you're younger, what they do is they take a syllable from your name and they double it.
Ah, yes.
So for me, my name is Iredale, right?
Yes.
And for short, Dale. Even shorter, Day. So my grandma, she nicknamed me Day Day from when I was a little kid.
That's gangster.
And I kind of just roll with it. So
that's mad. Every time I hear, I just always think Friday.
I guess a lot of people would think that that's where I got it from, but that movie really holds no significance to me.
So it's really
it was from when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how that came about.
Well, that's awesome. Cool. Hey, there's still people following. They're actually interested in our
next question, please.
In our next question, they're actually liking this. We don't actually have any questions, but I have one more, which is a big topic. Like every time we jam, the midweek Mixdown, like we'll be jamming, and behind the scenes, we'll be like, "Oh, this is a mad track." Dale knows what I'm going to ask. Who is your all-time favorite producer?
Come on, man.
All-time favorite producer. Because this has been a question. I'm always hearing new songs that I'm not familiar with.
Jeez. That's
Like, who
man.
produced this song? Top three, if it's difficult.
Teddy Riley,
Teddy Riley, wow. Blackstreet.
because I grew up during the New Jack era. Oh
Yeah.
well, I started DJing or wanting to get into DJing, listening to DJs play New Jack in '90s. So Teddy Riley, Babyface.
Ooh.
Damn. Babyface, man. How many slow jams did I listen to that got me through tough times, man?
Yeah.
Babyface. And they recently had that battle on Instagram recently.
Yes.
But that was messed up, man. Like that sound, yeah.
There's
They look
issues,
they
right?
look
Yeah.
like old men who didn't know anything about audio. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it was messed up. But Teddy Riley, Babyface, and
I actually didn't
my
watch that
goodness.
because I heard
They had a few takes.
like Teddy Riley got spanked. Like Babyface took it out. Is that true? I haven't watched it.
Yeah, well, I think Babyface. Because of the technical difficulties,
Oh, it's a bit
it
hard.
didn't go as planned. But I mean, Babyface has so many tracks under his arsenal, man. Like it's crazy. It wouldn't just be upbeat tracks. It'd just be slow jams. It'd be like, oh my goodness, dating back into the 80s as well. Who else, man? Oh man, DJ Premier. Damn, that guy. Because I love my 90s hip hop as well.
New York.
New York
yeah.
hip hop, damn, stand up. DJ Premier, 100%. That guy. When I, thought I was a gangster growing up in the 90s, I was listening to a lot of New York hip hop as well. So probably DJ Premier would be up there. So
Yeah.
yeah, Teddy Riley, Babyface, and DJ Premier. I'm sure there's more, but that's pretty much what I can think of at the moment.
That's awesome. What about you, Dale?
All right.
I think I know.
There's a lot, but there's a lot of producers that I admire and I like the sound of. But off the top of my head, JD
Yes.
is-
So Def.
is number one. Yeah, the So Def era, and yeah,
That's what we grew up to. I grew up to.
Yeah.
So,
like even
Can I add that as my equal third?
equal third.
yeah. Well, there you go. Q's, we've amended it. His top three equal
Yeah.
third. So yeah, JD would be up there for me, number one. I think Babyface as well. Babyface, he's behind a lot of tracks that people don't even know that he was behind. Like Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk, and
Yeah.
some Bobby Brown stuff too. He's behind some of that, and maybe one of the newer producers that really stuck out to me is Paulo the Don. So he makes some pretty heavy club bangers, man, and
Yeah.
his beats are always banging. Like, yeah, ATL, man. Oof.
Yeah. Is it ATL?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. They got a big group in there. Like strong,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
ATL.
JD, even JD's.
Yeah.
ATL.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's from off the top of my head. That's three of the most prominent ones that I like.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'd have to say JD. Like my all-time favorite song was like "Money in the Thing."
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just that sound was like, just man, just yeah. Then there's like Teddy Riley, the Blackstreet sounds. That's me. Like without a doubt. Like I just like that old full bumping sound. But yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have time for.
So wrap it up.
Yeah, this camera on you guys is actually gonna die soon, and it's
Okay.
11 o'clock, which is 3 hours past my bedtime. Nah, kidding. But yeah. Any last words, guys?
Last words. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and like listening. We said we were gonna chat for like 5 minutes because we were like, yeah, we're like a room full of introvert DJs thinking, we're gonna be shy on the mic, but actually it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks for
again,
tuning in.
yeah.
Shout out to all the DJs and everyone that was asking questions. Big shout out to Classic for sponsoring us with food. The
Shout
fried
out
chicken.
Classic. Thanks for the chicken. Thanks for dinner.
Yeah, hot and spicy, man. I didn't know we had it here. And yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, don't forget to follow the Q Point. We've got more coming up here. We're actually hosting another party on Friday, so don't forget to follow us. Follow DJ QRIUS on Mixdown, on Twitch.
Yeah, Yeah, Twitch. I'm always streaming, not on my page. So yeah, but just follow mine as well.
Yeah.
And I'll try and figure out how to do this hosting thing. So
Yeah.
if I'm playing at the 2020 Lounge or with you guys, then I can host it. Because I've never really streamed anything from my Twitch account,
Yeah.
but it's out there. If you want to follow it, you can follow it. I'll probably Twitch on my account or stream on my account sooner than later.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys are free tomorrow night, I'm playing live at 9 p.m. For Throwback Thursdays,
Yeah.
hosted by the 2020 Lounge.
Yeah. Make sure you add them, follow them. 2020
yeah.
Lounge on Twitch.
Yeah, with a few DJs, Motto, Juicy, DJ Trey, and DJ Seth from Melbourne. So yeah, if you're free tomorrow night, twitch.tv / 2020 Lounge. And big thanks to Q Point, big thanks to
Yeah,
Armin, and big thanks to Day Day for having me as a guest. And it was mad fun. Like I said that when Armin asked me, I said, yeah, hell yeah, man, I'll come down and chill with you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for coming,
This
man.
this is
It's
good
fun.
stuff, man. I mean, like, we're still kind of 1.5 meters apart, but
Yeah. Just
nah,
the
thanks,
camera
thanks,
angle
man.
looks weird.
It's been heaps fun.
Yeah, man.
like,
Thanks for coming up. You're like our first special guest. Like, we never. To us, it was just a jam, and then
Yeah, it
we
was
just,
mad fun. It was just
Um,
and classic. The KFC, man. That just sealed the deal.
hey, we still got some. We gotta smash
Bro,
it after
man.
this. But
Yeah, no, thanks, Armin.
yeah.
Thanks,
Nah, thanks for coming
Armin.
on,
Thanks,
man.
Day. Thanks,
Um,
everyone, tuning in.
Yeah,
And,
shout out to everyone
yeah.
that's still in. All the DJs, Edo, Lawman,
Yeah,
D-Cuts,
thanks.
Curious. Oh, Curious. DJ Curious is what? Rondog, TJ, Kendricks. You just tuned in, man. We're finishing up. I got Classic. Big shouts to Classic. But yeah, until Friday or next Wednesday or D-Cuts' prime time, we'll catch you then.
Thanks, guys. Thanks to all the DJs and everyone who tuned in. Yeah, continue to support each other, man. All the DJs. It means a lot to everybody, especially this time of the year. Yeah, and thanks again, Armin. You're helping a lot of people, man. Like what you're doing for everybody.
Cheers,
You
man.
know, providing the stream for people to showcase what they do, and just helping out the younger DJs and all that stuff.
Cheers, man. I'll try
Thanks,
to...
Armin, man.
yeah.
Big help to everybody, man. You're the MVP.
Oh, thanks, man.
MVP.
No, I'm trying to just share the knowledge, you know, just try to make everyone. I'm not saying I'm the best DJ, but trying to make everyone the best DJ they can be, you know.
That's
So-
that's what it's all about, man. Just
Yeah.
helping everybody out.
Yeah. So
know.
thanks, man. Means a lot.
All good.
Well, yeah. Thanks everyone once
Peace
again.
out. Thanks for tuning in.
This is the Midweek Mixdown, the Q Point, and yeah, we'll let this song play out and choose.
Cool.